we often talk who's the next coach fired, okay? I want you to expand your minds now and go forward to next season, all right?
Oh, man.
Oh, next season.
Who's the first coach that gets fired next season? Which means, who's the coach that's put himself on the hot seat this year, but you can't really fire him yet? Who's the coach? Who could you see getting fired next season? Who has used this year to put themselves squarely in the hot seat? Who has used this year to put themselves in danger? Jeff Hafley, Boston College, is certainly one. Pat Fitzgerald might be coaching for his job soon. Who knows? I don't know if they would ever fire Pat Fitzgerald.
David Shaw, maybe?
I think he gets fired this year. So you got to kind of balance who's going to get fired this year with who can get fired. This is almost like who's on deck for the hot seat.
I mean,
If Dana
Jimbo?
it's Jimbo.
If Dana Holgerson has a bad year next year, I think he could be out.
Can I throw a name to you?
Tell me.
I know he'll probably cry, but what if Tom Allen goes 2-10 again next year?
No, you have to get rid of him.
I mean, he's been like they had one miracle year a couple of years ago.
It was a fake year.
It was a fake year, and then he was bad last year. He's bad this year. What if he goes bad next year? Like, he could get fired. What if Tuck Cummins goes 4-8 next year?
What is his buyout? Does he?
It has to be.
He's not guaranteed.
I
But
think
it's not fully
guaranteed.
guaranteed, is
No,
it?
I think it is.
It is just like A&M. That's
Mel would have to have a really bad year. He could also prove himself on the recruiting trail, but it would be year 4, and if he goes 6-6 again, yeah, I think there'll be some conversations. There's one coming up too that, like, if Rutgers doesn't start winning Big Ten games.
Chiano?
Yeah.
I know he's like.
What about Drink at Missouri?
No, they just extended him.
No, he's
Doesn't
good.
matter. I've said it before. Extensions don't matter at all.
I know.
They don't matter at all.
But if they give you an extension for more money, he didn't do the Jim Harbaugh where they gave him like less or whatever. They have to be a little bit high on him
I
to
think he
even
has a good
offer
team
them.
this year.
All right. Yeah, but he keeps losing games with them. He could be.
know.
They beat South Carolina.
They're
Isn't
gonna
that
be-
big for them?
Missouri, no, they're fine. Drink is in a situation that Frost and Nebraska were in last year where Missouri's probably a lot better than the record they have this year. They could have beaten Georgia. They could have beaten Kentucky. They could have beaten Auburn. Like, they're going to go 5-7 or something like that, and we're going to be very close to 8-4 or something like that.
I'm not going to spend a lot of time on this because we know people don't want to hear it, but Jimbo is the number one answer for that because they're not going to make a bowl game this year. They're not going to fire him this year because the whole narrative is, oh, look, it's all freshmen. Look how young. They play at Miami week 2. If they lose that game in embarrassing fashion and then lose to Auburn and Arkansas in the month of September, he's done. He could not.
I have the perfect answer.
Yeah.
Can I just piggyback off hers real quick?
Yeah.
Jimbo is the unique coach where there's no game that's going to get him fired. Jimbo's most important 30 days this year are December 1st to December 31st. When the transfer portal opens and when the recruiting class is signed, he can either get fired or keep his job.
But see, he could definitely keep his job for this year. But if he then
No, I'm saying going forward.
But if he opens up the season, so they open up the season with a shit team,
but
he could lose to Miami, Auburn, and Arkansas. And
If he keeps that class, you're
What
coming
percent
right
of the
back in
class?
with hope next year.
What percent? Because you already lost
80.
one. Okay.
80. All right.
Also, coaches always lose it. Like, it was a bad 5-star to lose, but coaches lose 5 stars.
Well, yeah, he didn't lose a player. He lost a
Commit.
recruit. Yeah.
Yeah, but I'm
hasn't
saying
signed
like
yet.
but of the number one overall class, he
one
hasn't
thing
yet, but-
Brandon's been saying since it was like the on the field is not going to matter. It's like if you lose that class, then he's gone.
Right. What was yours?
Mike Loxley. Man, I mean, they took another bad loss this past weekend. If Mike Loxley again next year, he's
talking about
recruits
Maryland.
fine, but if Maryland has a tough year next year, I think he'll be gone. He's not up here right now.
All right.
What about Mario Cristobal? We saw Brian Harsin for 2
Too
years.
early, and he's going to have like a top 5 class, I think. He's going to have a big-time class. And I think
They
Miami,
invested so much on
Miami
him.
to me is going to be, if I had to predict the most active team in the transfer portal, the USC of this year or the Ole Miss of this year, I think Miami is going to destroy the transfer portal.